Good morning. Good morning. Wow, this is very different up here. I'm Mark David Watanabe. My pronouns are he and him, and honor to the Sackland Miwok people on whose occupied lands we meet. As we face the prospect of more sweltering heat, I'd like to start by sharing another story from my days in Denver and my memorable winter there. When I relocated from Boston, I was told by long-standing residents that despite my having traded one place with winter for another, I shouldn't fret much because after a massive snowfall in Colorado, one only needs to wait until the sun comes back out and everything melts in a few days. And for the most part, that was true. But that year, after a major snowstorm passed through, the temperature did not rise above freezing for weeks. Consequently, the sidewalks and streets remained covered in ice as the mile-high city apparently believed that sunshine theory, and I never saw any snowplows or trucks or with salt or sand to prepare the ground in any way for safe passage. I didn't have a car then, so I had to walk or take public transportation everywhere. And there was one intersection that I had to traverse regularly that developed a rather large ice patch with my name on it. I should admit to you that I am generally clumsy by nature. And the first time I stepped onto that patch at 17th Avenue and Downing Street, I took a major tumble, flying through the air feet first. Wham! Fortunately, I learned from my previous times managing winters in Boston and Chicago how to fall without causing major damage, landing directly on the big old messenger bag I usually schlep as a cushion. However, as I lay sprawled out in the intersection, I caught out of the corner of my eye a number of folks immediately rushing out from the nearby coffee house who ran over to me in short order, asking frantically if I was okay and if I needed any assistance. I sheepishly reassured them that the only thing hurt was my ego, and I thanked them for their concern. I later revealed myself as a slow learner, as just a few days later, I crossed that same intersection, slipped again on the ice, and another group of potential Good Samaritans came running out of that same coffee house to offer help. And I will spare you from even telling you about that third incident. Now, why did I feel compelled to share this story? I often bring it to mind because I am always quite moved in remembering the spontaneous and totally unexpected outpouring of care I received, akin to the theological principle of grace made real. It reminds me that such sparks of thoughtfulness can easily be kindled in the moment, even in the face of a literal downfall. And members of the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church community, have we not also slipped on our own collective ice patch? It's called the pandemic. And it has been, truth be told, a hard and difficult experience for all of us. To borrow a phrase from horse riding circles, we may feel like we've been rode hard and put away wet. Yet what if we turn our attention now to the cooling down phase after our hard ride and consider how far we have actually come in the journey? Our amazing community has been held together by multiple ongoing practices of deep caring, from being present at church activities, even confined in our little Zoom-based boxes, to heartfelt submissions of photos and joys and concerns, to giving and receiving assistance as needed, to maintaining good stewardship of our finances and grounds, to honoring the necessary public health guidances to ensure the medical safety of all, to all the gifts and surprises bestowed upon each other for good cheer, and undoubtedly countless other examples that I am not personally aware of. To witness such generosity gives me hope that we have great depths to tap into in the souls of our people as we begin to dream and imagine together what a new and improved post-pandemic Mount Diablo UU Church could be. I invite you to start thinking about those possibilities, grounded in what you've learned when you were hunkered down. Get excited about them and bring that energy forward into this fall with all the care and love you can muster so that we can move in earnest with focused intention toward the more inclusive, beloved community that is our aspiration. How awesome would that be? So, in a few years down the road, after I finally retired from my professional career in San Francisco, I'd like to find myself back in the Front Range of Colorado so I can finally conquer that stupid ice patch. Whether I will be successful or not remains to be seen. But as I face that frigid nemesis taunting me at 17th and Downing in Denver, may I be inspired by the memory of a congregation back in Walnut Creek, California, whose members were freely willing to run out of their own coffee house-like comfort zones to come to the aid of a world that had fallen down, living into an unabashed ethic of kindness steeped in love. May it be so, my spiritual companions, may it be so. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.